Good morning. Today is the 22nd, so I'm going to be going over Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22, verse 10, 18, and 19. Cast out the scoffer, and contention will leave. Yes, strife and reproach will cease. Verse 18, for it is a pleasant thing if you keep them, instruction in wisdom, within you. Let them be fixed upon your lips, so that your trust may be in the Lord. I have instructed you today, even you. Scoffing at instruction is usually due to pride and does nothing to help, and only really bothers us in hindsight when we, weep and bemoan our mistakes, when we're like, man, I should have listened. I should have paid more attention to the person who was really only trying to help me. And contention will cease. There's a wall that of contention that blocks this communication when people are stubborn or refuse to humble themselves. And I'm sure you've felt it if you've ever tried to warn or correct someone you love. Solomon knew this wall could be brought down and communication reestablished if we would humble ourselves and receive this instruction, and the ideas would flow freely between the two people. This contention frustrates both the one being instructed and the instructor by their instruction being made impotent, and those being instructed as they perceive every mention of this contention as a personal slight. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm very familiar with this principle, because I'm one of those people who it took a long time to take heed to instruction. And anytime someone would mention the fact that I was being stubborn or not receiving what they were trying to give me, it felt like sandpaper on my soul. It was just it was bothering something inside me, and really it was my pride. And the strife that he's speaking of ceasing is what we experience when we try and fail things in our own understanding and power, especially when we're reminded of the fact that we could have done it the right way if we had only listened. And reproach will cease. The reproach is both the shame of failure and the irritation of hearing "I told you so" by that person or in our own spirit. For it is a pleasant thing if you keep instruction and wisdom within you. This pleasantness is the contentment we receive in well-doing, and in keeping that instruction fixed upon our lips, we meditate on and receive prudence or practical wisdom from instruction. Now, the biblical definition of meditation is just that, to utter or to speak. A lot of us learn in different ways, and repetition is the father of memory. If we continue in meditating on and thinking on and speaking on words of wisdom, they become ingrained in us. And so that your trust may be in the Lord, I have instructed you today, even you. Trust guides our actions. Trust guides our everyday actions. When we believe the warning given to us, the soul that sins, it shall die, our trust in those words will guide our feet away from evil to life. So then, to receive wisdom, we first must humble ourselves and rid ourselves of any idea of self-sufficiency or self-reliance. If we think we already know, it's going to be really difficult when someone tries to inform us. As David Guzik notes, true wisdom makes us more dependent on God and not less. We never arrive, at least in this flesh, in this life, at omniscience. Until Christ comes back and there's the new kingdom on earth, we're not going to know everything. And the more we know, the more we're going to recognize that we don't know. As we grow in our trust of the only one worthy of our trust, the source of all truth, Jesus Christ, we become more dependent on him and not less. So I just want to encourage you today to seek out wisdom, seek out, prudence and all virtue, because we have the Word of God to instruct us. We have, the second wisest man to ever live, Solomon in the Proverbs, who speaks today. The issues that he speaks to are common to man across the eons. There's no, um, his words never lose relevance, and um, it that shows the wisdom in them. So I pray that you would apply this to your heart today and apply this understanding, and yeah, just be blessed by it.